as we are in the draft, and we actually have a war room ready for you as well.
Oh, just curious, do you guys know who Vega's last player is? He's tagged as Zayak.
That's him.
That's him, right?
Zayak.
Okay, because he's like 8.6k MMR, so I was just curious if
It's like W_Zayak is
Yeah,
his
exactly.
VV.
main, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
instead of Silent, yes?
Yes.
Because they play the qualifiers with Silent still. I think at least a majority of them.
So we'll start grabbing the banned heroes. So we have Bane and Earthshaker are banned out, so...
Night Stalker and Clock.
Are you guys? Well,
Just go
oh, is
band.
this the premiere of the band desk?
The banned desk, yeah, and I grabbed some heroes that I thought were going to get picked early on from Na'Vi. There were some very common trends that they had through most of their heroes, so I grabbed them. But Na'Vi actually grabs the Earth Spirit first, so here we go. Earth Spirit, that's going to be their roamer. And the Lich was not banned, which is surprising because these teams heavily prioritize Lich in like every single one of their drafts. So that one's a bit different. You got it?
That was nice.
He's probably standing up here somewhere, back there. You
My
got
biggest
it.
Question.
What's your biggest question?
Which CIS team is going to get the Disruptor first?
That's the other one that we had grabbed too, because that one's definitely going to get picked by these guys.
That's definitely it. If I want to sound like a smarty, I would go into a 4-paragraph essay about, you know, I feel like Disruptor's really good in this game, this lineup, but it's cheating. You know, somebody's going to take it. It's a CIS dodo.
Yeah, Navi's been picking like they either have Lich Void first two, or they have Enchantress Disruptor. They've been like following that trend majority of their games.
Enchantress is still in?
They
Yeah,
changed
still
it.
there.
Yeah, they
my
changed
God.
up the way that they're drafting and they prioritize the Earth Spirit.
I have been hearing so much hype about this Enchantress.
We saw him banned yesterday, I think, most of the games.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much all of them. Please get that deer back in here.
I would imagine Vega's gonna pick this Lich,
Lich Doom, Lich Veno.
something like that.
Radiant team pick.
That's
a good one too.
first.
That's a good hero. Ooh, we almost lost a hero.
Right clicks on point. Good at pretty much doing anything that you need in the
Yep.
any part of the game.
Split Pusher, Space Maker, Lane Pressure, everything.
10 seconds.
What a god.
Remaining.
A prophet, in fact.
Ah.
5 seconds
The
remaining.
lore.
Yay. Sorry, I didn't want to sound too excited.
So those heroes on the back right there, you see them there? Those are the banned heroes, by the way. We have a new banned table.
Dire team
There you go.
pick.
They take, that is
Salada.
not, that
We
is
do
not the usual whatsoever.
Ah, we don't see that here.
These teams are
Radiant
changing it up
team
a lot.
best.
And that's a Sven. That's an adjustment to the Slardar pick.
That's
For
also
the-
good against NP in lane.
And good versus NP. Yep.
Why is he good against MP?
Because of the cleave for the treants.
Yeah.
Don't you not put points in cleave because you don't want to push the lane?
What?
What?
No,
You
that's
Why
maxed
would you
cleave.
max?
But
Not anymore. Not
haven't
anymore.
we seen Sven getting countered hard by Nature's Prophet in the past?
Yeah.
A famous moment
Radiant
that many
Yeah.
people will remember.
You guys make
Enchantress
me
gets
hate myself,
banned.
honestly.
Bloodseeker gets banned.
Don't bully Arteezy.
The more you guys, oh, I'm pained.
You're supposed to be the analyst. It's your job
Yeah.
to curve the stupidity.
I don't.
And
I love
help
you
the
guys
audience.
too much for this.
10 seconds remaining.
Interesting.
Chembam.
Chen does get to, so they take out both of them.
Yeah.
It's not just the cleave. It's like the game pace. So usually when you're playing against a Nature's Prophet, the thing that NP does, like every hero in Dota will have something good and something bad about it, right? If you look at NP, what does he do well? He shoves in waves constantly. He's always going to scout for you as a result. But what he can't do is he can't team fight. What can Sven do? He can team fight, he can shove in the waves. It's a good counter overall. It's not just like the laning phase and stuff. It's pace of game kind of thing.
Oh, there's
Hey.
There's a Lich.
See?
We thought that would come out much
I was
earlier
gonna
though.
surprise a little late in the
I
draft.
think I like hid it away now too because I was like, yeah, they're not gonna touch it.
I learned so much from you. You see, that's on the internet. There's a rule.
Yeah.
If you ask a question, no one will say anything. But if you say the wrong thing, then
People-
everyone
yes.
will tell you.
Damn, you
So I've
debated
just
me.
been baiting you for all week. All I've just been saying stupid,
playing, like,
nonsensical shit.
8D chess. Come on, the Rubik one was real. I rewatched the
not
VOD of
real.
that. You were so serious.
That's not real, dude.
Radiant team
40
Just don't
chess.
pick
He learned
spells.
from oh, that's Witch Doctor. That's another way to deal with that's laning phase too, mostly versus Nature's Prophet. Can deal with treants very easily now with this lineup, and it's just Na'Vi loves this hero.
I think if you're Vega, you're not worried about Na'Vi getting their hands on the old Darks here. It'd be a pretty nice
10 seconds
nice game for the old
remaining.
DS, wouldn't it? With the follow of the Earth Spirit and the Sven. Bit of a dream lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Darkseer as a whole has kind of fallen off a little bit.
Okay.
Just because when you talk to other players, you ask your offlaners like, why does this hero feel weak? And it's like, it doesn't feel like it does damage anymore, like it used to. The pace of the game for heroes like Darkseer and Magnus have just fallen off. Like these big spell cooldown ultimates and stuff like that, they just can't play in Dota anymore. There was that interview with Lil that we kept mentioning yesterday, where they were asked like, you guys were the best Magnus team in the world at one point, why have you stopped picking it? And he's like, the game is too fast now. You need heroes that have these low cooldown abilities that can just constantly fight. If you can't have that, then you're eventually going to get overrun by better teams, because the better teams will always play this faster style of Dota. And so you've got heroes like Lich, cooldown for his ultimate is very good. Frost Armor is a constant spam. I mean, look at all of these heroes. None of them have...
all fighting.
Yeah, they can all fight without any ability, without these large-scale cooldowns. They're all under 2 minutes.
We did see a Warlock win yesterday, though.
Warlock it was a bit different though.
Yep.
That was the OG game, right?
Yes.
It was more for like the lane presence and the counter initiation.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you look at this too, like these heroes don't jungle. These heroes are all just pressuring. Like Darkseer is a hero that you pressure like the first 2 waves, you get your like level 3, you go jungle. Like that's the way it used to be. You can't do that anymore. The jungle sucks. The jungle is atrocious. So Brood, where we saw them try to deal with the Nature's Prophet.
We saw Brood yesterday as well.
Lich.
We did. It was played by OG. They lost that game.
They lost their game.
It did. Noto had a rough one, to say the least. But
He
it
was
versus
really
Meepo.
far ahead too in the beginning.
Yeah, he had a good start.
5 seconds.
But you still have
Everybody on the side of VP that was carrying dust, like that was the really big thing. Like they had 4 heroes carrying dust at all stages of the game, and they have a Meepo always forcing waves in, so they got a lot of information on the map versus him at all times.
Well, with the Slaughter, you already have a good way to chase him down.
That's true, but at the same time, pre-Slardar Blink Dagger, it's going to be hard for them to actually kill him, because for the most part, you're just running at him, and he can always escape.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
It's not an Alchemist ban. Alchemist, huh? There's a hero nobody plays. Why would they force a ban on?
It's kind of cute against the Spider, isn't it? You know, knock down the Acid Spray and Radiance, and suddenly you have a bajillion gold.
Sure.
It's something that we see sometimes in that sense. Other than that, I guess maybe just a hero that Vega must like to play, and we don't know about it, but Na'Vi certainly do seem to. And if any team's going to know stuff from scrims behind closed doors, Na'Vi are going to know what's up with Vega.
Interesting.
No, the last series that they played, actually, well, the last 2 series that they played, it was 2-1. The one was for Vega, one was for Na'Vi, so they have played each other a lot lately. In qualifiers, they meet each other, of course.
Oh yeah, these teams know each
Bunch
other
of
very
times.
well.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're thinking.
And it's a fairly even score this season.
Interesting. This will be one hell of a grudge match there then, Blitz.
Yeah, especially because Na'Vi is the one that qualified for things, while Vega was not. So unfortunate for Vega Squadron
Radiant team pick.
so far. And it's a Beastmaster.
So we're looking at
what's
what,
that
Brood
hero?
Mother mid lane again today. We saw it the other day. What, from Noto took a mid.
That's
but-
a way to deal with, to be annoying to the Viper.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
and Beast on that top lane.
I feel like this is definitely a Sven Ag's game.
No, it's not. It's never a
No,
Sven.
no game is a Sven Axe game.
I've tried it with Meepos. I thought it was going to be good with Meepo. It's not good with
5
anyone.
seconds remaining.
He needs a new Ags, man.
Won't the Spiders kill themselves on the Viper?
I'm so down to see a Timber 1 position.
Is that your call? Timby Saw?
On Vic?
I mean, yeah, it'd be pretty good. A lot of wave clear. Good attribute destruction. I'm down.
Attribute destruction. Oh, I like that.
Show me the...
Timby?
Timbers.
That's my off-wall pick for the year.
I don't know what Vega's going to get.
I feel like you need a wave clear.
Ursa.
Now select
Okay.
your hero.
Get kited pretty hard on the bear this game.
I think this is going to be a tough game for Vega, yeah. Navi's looks a little easier to secure. I mean, sure, Ursa and Slardar with the Corrosive Haze, like you can destroy a single target. Viper's lots of single target damage. But the team fights could get messy.
They've got quick Rosh on Vega with Amp and Ursa and Nature's Prophet.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. It's time for us to see, see what we think they're gonna do. You wanna go first, Jake?
Yeah, sure. We got a Dendy Brood Mama. I don't know. I haven't been too impressed at all by Vipers lately. And
true.
this is a pretty basic draft. This is like girl comes into class 20 minutes late with a Starbucks. I mean, it's pretty much just, you know that it was coming. So I'm going to go with whatever team, Na'Vi.
No wave clear. I felt like they needed a hero that could wave clear. I think that hero was probably Timber. I'm going to go with Na'Vi as well.
Uh-oh.
All right, well, my name was already down there, so let's see if Vega can prove us wrong. It is over to ODPixel and Fogged for game number 1 of the series.
Hello.
Hello, thank you very much. And indeed, game 1, so we've got a quick pause. So hopefully it's Zyx.
Oh god, no, not again.
We had lots of pauses yesterday, hopefully we don't get more of them today. But yeah, so Na'Vi and Vega, a little bit different from what we saw yesterday. You know,
Yeah.
The heroes that we don't, well, I feel that we don't see a lot at all. I mean, Slardar, and to be fair, the Witch Doctor, even though we did see that yesterday, 2 heroes that are just not really at sort of the highest of their popularity at the moment. And we have got the game going now, so we should be able to zip ourselves straight in. But yeah, what do we think? The Slardar in particular, picked rather early on here by Vega. What's the plan of in terms of showing this hero very early on? Like, where do you think Vega see its strengths this game?
I think they just want a fast-paced hero that can just like run around. This was one of the best ones that MVP was doing back when they were their very dominant form, right? The Slardar was just every single game. He's no cooldown requirement, helps you for Rosh, gives you all like the physical damage that you'll be lacking. That being said though, I look at Vega's draft and I see a lot of single target. I don't see a lot of big like team fight. I don't really see them having too much spread damage. It's like Lich ulti and Nature's Prophet ulti are their big AoE. When you look at Navi's, they have a ton of team fight coming out from the Sven, the Earth Spirit, the Witch Doctor. There's going to be a lot of damage and stuns being thrown all around.
And interesting as well, by the looks of it, with the lanes, is this them looking at the Spider and wanting to keep the Viper away? I mean, T at the moment is going to the top, Aloha Dance taking the Ursa to the mid lane. And what, the Ursa lane, for the Ursa, is it a little less tough? I mean, it feels like it's still not going to be an easy mid lane, is it?
Your Shock is very low mana. You're probably going to see him get multiple levels of it this game so that he can actually clear out the Spiders, but he can spam it. Like, look, he has a high mana pool, 75 mana cost, should be okay. I don't think that the Broodmother is going to be able to actually kill him too well just because of how high armor Ursa has and how speedy you naturally are. I think he should be able to do okay in the first few levels, and I think that's what Vega's kind of planning for with this game. Looking at their draft, these 5 heroes says lanes to me.
Okay. Yeah, look, interesting to know as well. Look at the item that the that Aloha Dance has actually got queued up on the Ursa. He's looking towards the Soul Ring straight up, so he's kind of to make sure constantly can use that Earth Shock, yeah, as you say. So really going all in on that to make sure that he does all right.
Roger rolling in, some harassment onto Slayer, and they both just trade.
And of course, this leaves the other lanes to be down bottom. Afterlife on his own for the moment will be this Beastmaster versus the Nature's Prophet lane.
I don't know about recently, because like I was saying, I haven't gotten a chance to actually watch Na'Vi or Vega play too often, but in the past, Slayer has been the big playmaker for Vega at all times. He always seems to be running around making tons of stuff happen, as the fours tend to do, but he's been doing it. He was doing it very spectacularly last time when we watched. And Roger as well, on the other side, has been always moving around when he was playing on Empire, and recently with Na'Vi, as far as I've been seeing when he's been playing many Earthshaker games. And
just to clarify something, so Slayer is Shoma the Slayer.
Slayer
is Shoma the Slayer, and for those wondering as well, the Ryu. I'm not quite sure what this name's meant to mean, but that is Aloha Dance as well. So we will refer to the Ursa as Aloha, as of course most of you will know that name. Looks like Afterlife's back in. We should be able to get the game back on. Hopefully we don't have too many more of these pauses. Looks like some of the connections with some of these CIS teams haven't been too great recently.
I really like the way Vega has their lane set up. I think Na'Vi wanted to have the ideal matchup like the Witch Doctor and Sven versus the Nature's Prophet, but now it's completely changed up. Like, I think that this Sven is going to struggle. Yeah. I think Witch Doctor's going to struggle as well. They have the hard clamp is blocked. They have vision as well on the side. Vega looks very prepared for this game already coming out from the laning phase.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'll be sort of a question whether Na'Vi do make any sort of lane switch-ups.
Yep. I'm also curious about the Dendi Broodmother.
Yeah, right? Not something that we see a lot at all.
I don't think I see it too often. I think it's obviously a situational kind of thing where they're like, okay, we want to lane it versus the Viper, but yeah, don't see it happen too much. And Dendi's actually prepared with 2 sentries at the start that they bought for him. So Seneko really wanted to make sure that he doesn't have any vision inside that lane on the opposite side.
Top lane.
Lich taking a heavy beating right now from Seneko.
Witch Doctor's got quite a bit of a punch with that right click early on.
He's got a Fairy Fire.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Doesn't actually have to use it. That incredible 315 movement speed, of course, on the Lich.
As we can see, he still has to respect the punch of the Witch Doctor. Mid lane, indeed, though, as sort of you said, you'd expect to see the Ursa certainly coming out ahead. Aloha Dance 8 for 2 against Dendi's 4 for 0. And yeah, as soon as those levels are there in the Earth Shock, it's going to get a whole lot harder for Dendi. Has to make sure that he doesn't give away some of these broodlings as well. And there's definitely the chance for Aloha Dance to pick some of those up on the way in this 1v1.
They should still, Dendi should still be able to farm perfectly fine, of course. There's no sentry in the lane or anything. but I think that the Ursa will probably come out ahead if he does get even like 1 or 2 claps on those spiders. Because look, you see all the spiders just hit him there, and they only did like 40 damage or so. The clap actually misses the spiders though, so he's going to eat a good chunk of harassment here from them. But then the second one hits.
Oh, yeah.
If he hits the spiders
claps
with another one, it's 2 claps and it's going to kill all the spiders, and that's only level 2 clap. So once it gets maxed up, it's going to pretty much one-shot those spiders.
Just what the doctor ordered.
And they're on him again. Dendi trying to sort of tease out the Earthshock and kite him away. Dendi picking up the haste rune.
Could be a bit scary with like the rotations though, right? If the Earth Spirit gets level 2, they get like a lot of spiders out of, then maybe, but it's already a Soul Ring coming up for the Ursa. 15 and 3 CS.
Yeah, and he's, as you say, he's going to have a much easier time keeping that CS advantage. Roll in. Doesn't quite make the connection with the stone.
He actually didn't drop a stone.
Roger's kind of in trouble. I mean, he's going to take a heavy bit of damage there in response, and with Afterlife coming in, the trees block him off. A bit of a misplay there from the Earth Spirit. Afterlife will lose his life.
Oh, but
Seneco's coming in. Has got the Maledict. Slayer coming across, trying to stop Dendi from chasing down a lower down. He should be fine. The level 1 Maledict, not going to be enough damage to pop that Ursa.
That was very bizarre. Roger rolled in and didn't drop a stone.
Yeah, wasn't able to close the gap. Didn't have the extra distance they could cover because of that.
Like maybe he hasn't played in a while. Maybe the hotkey wasn't set, and he like didn't like, you know, sometimes when you're playing the hero, you double tap your stone to drop it in front of yourself when you roll, so you hit the stone and you get that speed burst. But yeah, okay, mistake coming out from him, but at least Dendi gets the return kill onto Afterlife, and that was it's a safe lane Nature's Prophet who died right there, so it gives General a good start in that bottom lane too.
Yes, pretty even at the moment. But as you say, yeah, if General continues to keep this sort of pace, it can get a little hairy for the Nature's Prophet. Beastmaster able to give him quite a bit of a punch down with the boars and such.
Yeah. Top lane, as we expected, the poor Sven, only 9 CS.
Yeah, this is definitely the most one-sided lane out of the 3 so far in this game.
But I mean, Vega looks great here. Like,
yeah.
I don't even think Dendi wants to lane mid with his spiders, because the one clap kills all the spiders, and Dendi's actually just jungling. He's doing Ancients right now.
I mean, obviously the Ancients are great. You do get a lot from them, and Dendi can do them pretty easily, but it is going to give all this space to Aloha on the Ursa.
And no one's getting mid experience. Not even the Earth Spirit soaking it. He's now grabbing an Invis Rune and heading his way over there, but a lot of experience being missed on the map top lane. Slayer putting some pressure. They've got the slow as well. The cask, though, looks like it's going to save Seneco.
Yeah, absolutely does. A little mini stopping Slayer from getting in another right click. Keeps Seneco alive. Bottom lane, Roger. He's headed down here with the Invis.
He wants his boots. Maybe they can try to go for something here on Afterlife.
He is level 3.
Tough kill. He's pretty tanky right now still. If he gets very out of position, then maybe, but they have to save the stun.
Let's see how they can do it. Holding on to it indeed for the time being.
Yeah, Afterlife's in trouble.
Yeah, going in with the slows. He'll now go and look for the Sprout. Has got a backup him from Slayer, but the boulder smashes there. Absolutely, yeah. Bit off the mark on his rotation mid, but down bottom. Comes in, holds the spells perfectly, and makes it impossible for Vega to do anything about that.
I think the boar was very low. I thought maybe he was going to send his treants on it to kill it, and then he'd be able to try to TP out, but it was still tough. Mid lane, Afterlife has a dust.
Oh, and he
goes
has
out,
got
catches
it.
Dendi, but Dendi's perfectly fine.
Yes, a little too speedy indeed. Still with those webs, and although that's not quite with the phase, but it's top lane. A bit of a go being made onto G. Going with the Maledict, but this Viper, very scary, and ends up doing more hurt in return to Seneco, as he has to back off. And Loa does, yeah, coming up to now to 40 CS in that mid lane. Dendi's still close, and some of those Ancients as well. I can see a slight XP lead for Dendi. Still very even at the moment, and just, of course, the question of who's going to have the biggest impact earlier. And Aloha Dance has got a great team around him to enable this Ursa to start finding those fights, as long as they can get a good timing on the level 6 from Slayer.
Yeah.
So once that's there, if they can get the Corrosive Haze and the Blink Dagger for Aloha online, they can take down whoever they want across the map pretty much.
The big thing is
Crystallize.
The big thing is too is that you look at Navi's lineup, and majority of their damage, as we were talking about, is like these individual right clickers. Of course, they have the Earth Spirit and the Windstalker later on, but Lich Armor is going to be really dominant. If they throw it on the Ursa, Broodmother can't really do too much.
Look at this.
People.
Afterlife actually coming in with the teleport top, looking to bully Crystallize. Buys time for Slayer to come in with the crush. He has the Warcry armor, but with 4 heroes surrounding him, and the The tree is blocking him up as well. That's a very clean kill for Vega. And it was sort of at the same time that this mid lane happened. This mid lane is not any better for Na'Vi. They end up losing the Witch Doctor low on odds.
TP's out as well.
Gets out. Should be fine here with the fountain regen, and indeed he is.
Damn.
Very smart moves there from Vega. Seeing the go being made mid by Witch Doctor, and immediately 4 heroes atop, beating down on Crystallize, and the mid gank's not even a success.
Yeah. I love the way, in case people notice, like you see the way Afterlife's using Sprout. He knows that all these heroes have Calling Blades, the Sven, the Broodmother. You put the whole entire Sprout in front of them. You don't try to trap them inside of it, because then you're just pretty much giving them a free getaway. So very well played by Afterlife. Even though he did pay with his life twice already, unfortunately, he's had pretty good impact on them across the map. But General claims that bottom tower, and General is, I mean, he's pretty much the rock for Na'Vi in majority of their games for the longest time that I can remember.
Yeah, always has a pretty solid lane, and well,
speaking of
could
him,
be
though,
Roger is there, can offer some backup, but there's a lot of members coming in on Vega. Afterlife TP's in, Raw's there to hold back the Nature's Prophet. Slayer does finally go down. They've got the Sprout onto General, trying to juke it out in the tree line, but Afterlife G and Zayak are hot on the case. He'll cut his way through, and he's back in. G's got the vision, Zayak lays it down with the blast. Will claim that Beastmaster, so Vega loses Slayer, Slaughter, but they do get the General kill. So again, another trade, favoring Vega Squadron. Elena Aloha Dance, level 9 now on the Ursa, and looks to be going straight for the Mask of Madness after Vega.
Oh my God, Dendi! Be careful.
Oh jeez, he has to calm down.
Oh
Dendi!
my goodness.
Living on the edge there. They do have the Maledict down onto the bear. He's silenced as well, but Slayer's there. Comes in with the crush. Holds back the spiders and lower downs. He's just going to turn and maybe bring down Roger. Roger, one more touch and he's gone. Slayer,
oh, he gets him.
He does. A lower dance gets the kill. Does get taken out. But these mid ganks seeming to be very scrappy from Na'Vi as they are struggling to deal with this Ursa.
He almost got Dendi, and he got a bunch of Spiderlings. If he had gotten like that last clap on the rest of them, that could have been brutal. But now, thankfully, Spiderlings, 450 HP.
There we go. Interesting stat there for Nox. All 3 of Dendi's lifetime.
So he has,
but only 3 times in his whole career in pro games.
And they're all
recently.
Yeah, they were very recent.
And the one win against Vega. So maybe thinking to try his luckier again with the Spider, but so far it's been a little rocky for him in that mid lane.
I was gonna say though, you can tell he's played it from the way that he's doing the playstyle, the way he's farming the neutrals and farming the ancients. Like he's still gonna have like a 10-minute Desolator, which is incredibly good.
I mean, we can see that absolutely in the net worth. You know. And a lot of sort of these mess ups in the mid lane they're not been Dendi, they've just been sort of misplays from the supports that haven't set up for what Na'Vi were hunting for. So yeah, Dendi certainly still keeping pretty much on par with Aloha Dance's Ursa. Afterlife pretty much has the Midas. You can see here on Crystallize. It's got the lifesteal.
Look at this though. Vega understands that Sven is out of the game pretty much right now. He needs to recover, and the way Sven recovers is through Ancient Sack. So they blocked one Ancient, they blocked the secondary Ancient. One got dewarded, but now General, bottom lane.
It's got the Roar. The balls will be down a little bit onto the Lich, but the Frost Armor is pretty damn strong. Roger comes forward, does get the Boulder Smash off, and will manage to punish the Lich. Ends up paying with his life by the looks of it as the poison will take him down low. Actually, no, he's still alive for the moment. In fact, he may just get away. He's going to have roll again in a couple of seconds. Slayer trying to close the gap. There's the silence. Kicks him back. Roger.
Last auto flip.
So close to being good.
Last auto attack.
Afterlife indeed, just being out to close the gap.
Dendi knows that Ursa is in the Roche pit.
Oh, Dendi. He's going in on this one, giving the low dance right. A bit of a chomp down, Slayer. That's the crush. They do have the vision on Dendi for the time being. Was just in range of the sentry, but now backup's there. Crystallize just waltzes in, drops the stun straight away onto Slayer. Sladar's gone, and Na'Vi showing Vega that they will not let them have an easy Roshan for this Ursa this game.
Yeah, they have to watch themselves. It's pretty hard to sneak Roshes in this game. The Hawks coming out from Na'Vi, and also just the Spiders being all over the place. It's going to be tough for Vega to get that one if they until they have Corrosive Haze, and maybe if they get like a decent team kill, and then they can sneak their way in. They'll kill it very quickly.
Still hovering around there. Slayer, slight bit of XP away from that Corrosive, and it would have made things a whole lot easier here as Vega do go back into the pit.
Even under vision of the Hawk. Here comes
Na'Vi.
General.
They are coming over.
Book 1 is online. They've got Magnetized as well. They've got a good amount of team fight here in comparison to Vega.
This is such a risk for Vega to force it. Now we have to jump in straight away with the stun into the Primal Roar. Magnetize is down. Slayer coming forward. The Nature's Wrath bouncing around. They have the stun out onto Slayer. Slayer's gone. Roger, he'll lose his life in return. Aloadon's trying to get himself away, but again gets stunned up. Na'Vi pick up a second. Double kill though for G. They're finding the trays. Vega Afterlife tries for the TP out, but he doesn't make it. Vega, they've lost 4. G will be the only one lucky enough to get himself out of there. As Na'Vi, they take the team fight, they move straight into the pit, and with Dendi's Desolator and the remainder of Crystallizes God Strength, they'll take down this Roshan with ease. No chance for Vega to contest. And all in all, just a bit of a mess there from Vega, trying to go for that Roshan as sort of as you said you expected, and as we saw, Na'Vi were more than ready to protect it.
Yeah, the Chain Frost didn't bounce well. There's too many Spiderlings anyway. It makes it really hard for you to get that versus all the summons that Na'Vi does have. And, you know, it's expected to happen. You know, there's so many vision things that Na'Vi has. I think that was a little bit stubborn by Vega coming out there, just giving a big advantage to Na'Vi now.
Absolutely, and we saw Crystallize before. He was sort of, you know, struggling behind the Nature's Prophet. Now he's got that leg back up. He's back on par with G's Viper. And absolutely the fight that they needed for Crystallize to allow him to get those key items early on and make sure that farm continues at the pace he hopes for.
Yeah, we touched... Oh, Afterlife top. They're going to be able to go for him again. Roger got the stun.
Is indeed looking to be a clean catch. Oh,
no way.
Oh, no, he can't get through. Oh, as if. Just on the edge of the cliff. Yeah, he cut one tree, but he couldn't pass through that gap.
Oh, Seneko. See, that's why. You remember yesterday? Solo never skills Deathguard. Seneko always gets Deathguard.
He gets the solo kills.
He always goes.
The solo. Surprisingly, doesn't it? But yeah, that's going to be a bit of a frustration there up top for Na'Vi. Yep. The wrong tree.
It happens.
Very unfortunate.
But yeah, like we said it during the draft though, like Vega's lineup is not, they don't really thrive off of those team fights. The only way that they do is if they get really good Chain Frost and there's not really a lot of spiders, but there's always bound to be a good amount of spiders in those fights.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, very hard for the Lich to get much done at all with that ult.
Should be pretty tough for them to take fights until they have like Blink on Slardar pretty much, because they don't really have a way to start the fights. But Ursa can run in, but they really need those Blink daggers on both Ursa and Slardar for them to get on top of those backliners that really make the team fights so difficult. And it's already going to be like, it's already book 2 on Beastmaster. Once he gets that book 3, that's going to be a lot of damage that's going to be coming out for his team.
Down bottom Slayer indeed being given some space to farm towards that Blink. Halfway there, Crystallize, cleaning up the Ancient stack. It's going to give him a good boost towards that Halberd.
Yeah, they dewarded the ward that was there actually blocking it, so he's able to get a triple stack. Already a Sage finished up, and he's caught up entirely. He's ahead of the Viper. So, G not really, even though he's 3-0.
Oh, look at this down bottom. General ready to set up Seneko. Going with the Maledict, the Paralyzing Cast. This time the Chain Frost pretty damn good for getting the kill in return. Seneko's down. They do get the Slardar. General, see if he's fine here. Afterlife comes in with the teleport. General, he goes straight for the TP. Knows that there's no cancel and he's out of there. So smart heads up from General. Just the 1-for-1 trade, but a support for support. Definitely a trade that Na'Vi are going to be the happier ones with. I mean, Witch Doctor, he's down. He's not farming. He's not getting gold. Not a big issue. But Slardar putting his Blink Dagger behind every little bit, it absolutely counts.
Yeah, Slardar has the 4, Witch Doctor's the 5. It's a great trade mid lane. Ursa in some trouble. He's got the enrage up, but Roger comes in there with the stun. Slayer gets a 3-man stun. Will they be able to get the Ursa out? The spider is not enough.
Oh, he's going to live. Great save from Vega. Seeing both of them, to be fair, both Slayer on the Slardar, Roger on the Earth Spirit, having a lot of good control that can counteract a lot of the plays from the opponents.
He's everywhere. Now they go for a smoke. They're looking for quick movements coming out. Take advantage of that vision that they definitely have an advantage of through the majority of this game.
Yeah, they have got the Blink, of course, on a low Ardance, so do have the form of initiation through that. And yeah, Blink, Mask of Madness, Ursa plus Corrosive Haze should be a very, very dead hero on the side of Na'Vi if they find the catch. The big question if they do Crystallize still around the Ancients area, but it looks like Vega are just sweeping around this bottom lane, maybe seeing if anyone was pushing that lane down, as General has been for the most part, to be fair to Vega. He's constantly been down here, but at the moment he's switched things up. He's not in the neighborhood.
I think they were like, G's been pushing this bottom lane
he's
for the last like 3 or 4 minutes. They have to be setting up a movement on him, but not the case.
Gold and sweet.
And of course, General is now up on top. They start to force the lane round, Na'Vi, towards that tier 1.
Dire's
Bottom lane
tower is
Vega
under
just setting up
attack.
camp around this tier 1 bottom, just in case any sort of defense comes through.
Afterlife mid, getting the TP out.
This damage.
Oh, he's actually alive. The animation doesn't look like it's working though. I'm not even seeing him casting the teleport. He's just standing still for me.
It looks a bit weird sometimes.
Is that happening for you too?
Yeah, he's just sort of standing there AFK and then disappears. And Dendi
With
managed
that
to push down
DD.
tough. Bottom lane, Suneko's just getting dove up on here. Aloha Dance dies behind the tier 2 with the speed of the phase boost of the Master Madness. Gets the kill, gets out. Dendi will find the tier 1 trade in response, but Vega bottom lane, they're keeping this push on. G, Afterlife, and Zayak moving on. Aloha Dance just going absolutely crazy as he jumps hero to hero. Picks up another kill for himself.
This is such a standard Aloha game right
Just
here.
run at
This is what he does. Bottom lane. Lich.
Looks like he's left behind. Will be punished there for remaining a little too long down on the bottom lane. Na'Vi 13 to 11 with the 1k gold lead, but as we can see, Vega, when they group up, they can take objectives pretty fast.
Dendi's a solid 3 levels over anyone else in the game.
Sure,
right
yeah, Dendi's Brood, as you said at the start, it looked like he'd been, indeed, absolutely practicing it, playing like a...
Blink dagger.
Oh, the jumping spider. That's some Australian stuff here. This is the Aussie build.
I'm afraid. I don't like it. No, the blink can be
Donde.
pretty interesting to get into the back lines.
Radiant are scanning.
Trying to think why else he would be getting it. Just easy ways to escape. Because they don't really have a blink. They don't really have catch right now, right? That's the problem with Vega's lineup. It's really only the Slardar for the good catch. So if he's able to just hide inside his web for 1 second, he can always blink away. That's his mentality.
And they kill G. It's a Viper. He's got a fair bit of magic resistance. Not enough armor and such, though, to deal with that sort of a beatdown. Big kill, and yeah, G getting punished a fair few times now. Balls are there to keep Slayer off from slithering in. Does have a lower dance around. We'll see if a lower dance sees a chance to jump in for a free pick
Oh,
off.
he definitely wants to go in.
He absolutely does. He wants to find someone. The ball does get moved to him, but it doesn't get the attacking in time, so he still gets the blink off, gets the kill. Snake throws back the cast, but Slayer's in there with the crush, holds back the Witch Doctor, and Aloha Dance will be allowed to jump in, waltz himself back out, and he'll happily go back in if Na'Vi do come out for this one.
Dendi shreds bottom tower in no time. Level 18 now, he's got max insatiable.
Oh, the jumping spider Monkaress. That's pretty scary. I mean, Dendi, yeah, he's not died at all this game.
Yeah, he's doing really well. 170 CS, almost 10 per minute. And that's a lot of Ancients too, not just neutrals.
Yeah, it really is. I'm not quite sure how many Ancients he did, but it's definitely been the difference and something that, as you say, the Brood players are very good at utilizing.
And they're doing a great job with this too, because the Brood is just infiltrating the whole bottom side of the map, while the Beastmaster and the other 2 are sitting up top. And this just gives Sven all the liberty to farm the jungle and just catch back up into this game, which
This
he
would be
kind of needed to.
Would be a big kill up top. They're eyeing up Aloha Dance, but it's into the side. They have got the Hawk for the vision. He blinks deep. Are they going to be able to get the stun off in time? Oh,
he
Roger!
gets it, Roger!
Oh, just in time. Finds the smash. They hold him down. Aloha Dance will turn and he'll take a bit of the health off General. Has the ult, trying to walk it off. The Nature's Wrath bringing Na'Vi down low, but the Maledict procs are there. Aloha Dance will drop. They get the kill, and yeah, very nicely done there. That Na'Vi sweep of the side lane jungle and getting that boulder smash off just in time. That will be General's Blink Dagger done as well, thanks to that. So even better catch for the next kind of piece of play that Aloha Dance tries to go for in that sort of manner.
Na'Vi has just way better heroes for finding people. They do have the blink now on Slayer at least, so now Vega can actually start to make their own aggressive plays rather than playing entirely, well, for the most part, reactive, except for, of course, Mr. Aloha Dance, who's just been running at people non-stop. But they're trying to get Dendi. That's the big bounty.
It absolutely is. They need to do something about it.
They saw him under the ward too for that moment.
Can they
So
get
they
that
could
catch?
be expecting that he's farming. They put another ward down, they see him, and this
he's
should
not
be
gonna web here,
this should be an easy kill.
Straight in. We've got the crush, Afterlife coming through as well. There's no escape. Finally, they bring down the spider. Afterlife gets a nice few hundred gold, and that is Dendi down indeed for a full minute with the levels that he's got. He's gone for a good amount of time. We'll see how much Vega can do with this period where he's off the map. Unfortunately for Vega, Roshan won't be up for until the longer respawn. Couple of minutes until that is back.
Perfect, though.
Checking it out.
That's like right when they get the blink dagger, they get the biggest kill on the map.
Yeah. A really nice reveal
Radiant structures are
from
fortified.
Slayer. Crystallize up top, find some space to push on this tier 1. Snako backs off away, the rest of Vega towards the middle. They'll have to let this one go for free. Crystallize,
Radiant's top tower
Blink,
is
Halberd, a lot of ways to deal with this Ursa. Suddenly, Aloha Dance has to be very very careful in this fight. Does nearly have the BKB halfway through the recipe and it would be there. At this point, definitely a lot of ways to counteract that Ursa's jump potential.
Yeah,
On Na'Vi with the triple blinks. Blinks on all cores for this Na'Vi side.
yeah, the Halberd is going to be, that's going to be such a nice item this game, just to disable the Ursa, the Viper, and just the evasion in general versus those two heroes. They don't build MKBs, not for a very, very long time.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
G's build actually this game, go for the Maelstrom.
They throw the scan on top of Dendi, so they know that
They get this
Dendi's
jump.
there. They might actually just try to go. He reveals himself even for a moment, but all of Na'Vi is in position there, and then Vega puts a ward up, they see everybody, and they get the hell out of there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely not the fight they want to take. Straight into the hands of Na'Vi when they're as prepared as they are. And we'll get out of that.
DD Ruin spawns top. Roche will be respawning in about 45-50 seconds or so.
Double damage.
At the same time, that'll be their lower dance should have the BKB goal. General. Money is there for the level 3 Necro on top of the blink, so still very solid progression on this Beastmaster. No one really getting too left behind this game. Farm's looking pretty good on all cores.
Yeah.
Of course, to that slight lead for Na'Vi, but very, very close here, 22 minutes in.
They make the jump.
They've caught him, that's the big one. Aloha Dance getting brought down very low. Can they keep him alive? They cannot. He's gone for 50. Slayer tried to come in to help him. He'll slither himself away, but there's Dendi jumping forward on the spider, gets the touch in. General's up there as well. And with these blinks, they've just got so much chase, Na'Vi. But they pick up a second. Roger, a little bit deep. He may just bring down the Lich with him, though, and he does. Gets a third for Na'Vi. He'll take that. Make sure that the fight is incredibly convincing for the team, that there's no chance for Vega to do anything about this Roche, as Roshan spawns at the perfect time for Na'Vi. It's the longer respawn, but it hits just in time for them to come in after this team fight. Afterlife is there. He's playing around.
Oh, but he gets blinked on instantly.
But there's 3 blink daggers. You cannot poke at this team.
Oh, no.
When they've got this amount of jump. Na'Vi get a 4th, they get Roshan, Aegis into the hands of Dendi, Cheese into the hands of Crystallize, Yule Scepter done on Roger, and Na'Vi getting some real momentum now.
Getting massive amounts of levels too. Level 18 on the Sven, level 20 already on Brood, the big level for the Brood, you know, where you get the 70 bonus attack speed on top of
that's
your
crazy.
max insatiable.
That's it, but Dendi got the full diffusal blade now.
Yeah, he is very strong. Now he can actually purge off that Lich armor, which was going to be a bit annoying him for him bottom. Sineko. Just, you know, casualty of war.
Crystallize, about a recipe away from the BKB. He has enough for the Mithril Hammer.
It's looking pretty damn good for Na'Vi though. As we were mentioning, you know, Vega, they drafted for the lanes. Lanes went pretty well, but now their team fight is very lackluster. They want to be able to push the lanes out, take fights on their own accord when Na'Vi's out of position, but if Na'Vi's grouped up, it's extremely difficult for them to play against this team right now.
Yeah, I think, and the lanes just did not go as well as Vega needed.
Yeah,
just look at the fact that what's
chain
Sven
frosting as well to try to push the waves
just
out.
panic.
I mean, he has to keep the waves out. They can't take fights, especially into Aegis Cheese.
Yeah, Sven at the top of the net worth, Dendi second. I mean, these were 2 lanes that we did see at the start. You know, Crystallize, he didn't, you know, he wasn't able to get that quick farm at the beginning because of the pressure that Vega would put on, but he's made a fantastic recovery. He's exactly where Na'Vi need him to be, and you know,
oh, Dendi might die here, at least once.
He's got the Aegis, yeah. The rest of his team are sort of coming over.
Oh, he might actually just die twice.
General sort of, is he going to go in and try and help this? He has got Crystallized there as well.
Oh, they
mistimed it. Dendi's out with a blink. He's running away. Slayer gets the corrosive haze, but General's there with the Raw. General, he is going to be the one to be punished. He gave his life for Dendi. Dendi will live.
Right? The Vega only has that slaughter for their catch, so that's definitely why he got the blink dagger. That's kind of what I thought, but I had seen a couple blinks in the past. Like the stat came up and it was like 80 games this patch on Broodmother. 10 of them actually got the blink dagger, so it's becoming more of a common build so you can catch people. Roger, position bottom, waiting for Afterlife to show again. Patience.
You know, Afterlife has to be careful. I mean, he does have a blink, but no sort of shadow blade or such to help him slink away if the Spirit gets his hands on him.
Damage as well on Afterlife instead of the health.
Oh,
so he's fairly squishy.
Roger. Oh, ew. Just slightly off with the roll.
Yeah, I don't really see that too often anymore, going the damage. After Mind Control was playing in at TI, the Nature's Prophet, he pretty much always went like the tanky and stat heavy build. Top lane, Lich, easily picked off, walking up, trying to put some wards down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just, yeah, with the summons and the spiders, you know, maybe Vega Squadron and G worrying that they don't have enough to deal with it. And obviously, Maelstrom does help out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the Maelstroms are great. You always want, like, Maelstrom on Nature's Prophet, and, I mean, the Viper, you can see the idea that they want to go with it for this. They're like, well, we don't want a team fight. We want to be able to force the lanes in bottom. Again, Aloha, finding kills everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, you know, despite the fact that Na'Vi have this lead, even though with those kills it is getting shut down, Aloha is always going to be able to get those solo pickoffs if Na'Vi's members get caught out of position.
Those are back-to-back deaths on the Beastmaster, too, who's their big like creator of space on Na'Vi to find those pickoffs and just get a lot of information with the Hawk. But great wards coming out from Vega in this game. The Lich has been placing them very well. I don't want to say his name wrong, that's why I keep saying Lich, but is it just Zayak?
Zayak.
Okay,
We'll go with
Zayak from now.
Zayak. Double V.
Smoke coming out. They want to keep the momentum going. Beastmaster's dead for 15 seconds. They know that the map control is theirs for the time being until he respawns. And they're on their way. Maybe gonna be able to catch Dendi if possible.
Dendi would be the big one.
They're scouting. They're looking around.
Dendi's still hanging around up here. He will show himself.
Oh, he's in trouble.
They know he's there.
Bottom though. Afterlife snipes the courier, but he's gonna put out this life now. Dendi blinks away. The dust catches on him, but he is slippery.
He's speedy as well.
Get the amp on him. He does.
G's there as well. Can they get him? He's going to be able to blink in another couple of seconds, but the touch is in. Roger coming in, trying to help out Dendi. Turns with the two-man boulder smash.
Oh,
again, Na'Vi, every member just sort of giving their life to keep Dendi alive, and certainly in that case, Roger dying is absolutely worth it for Dendi to keep himself alive. But obviously every little thing that Vega gets, even though it's not the Dendi kill, it is still a kill.
Yeah.
And Na'Vi have to be careful, and you know, ideally Dendi doesn't want to be having to play the runaway game each and every time. He wants to be able to fight with his team, especially with these highly offensive items, this Deso Diffusal.
He needs BKB super badly to be able to fight. That's the only way that Na'Vi can fight around him. But the Vega's doing a really good job of, like we were saying, they want to be able to split the map up and catch people off guard so that Na'Vi never has 5 together. And that's what they've been doing for the last several minutes. And Na'Vi had Aegis and Cheese, and they were still trying to take those pickoffs.
This Dendi. Jumping in mid. Lower dance immediately BKBs and runs though. No further catch there. General did not have the Roar available, and even if it was there with the full duration BKB, probably would not have tried for it. But look towards G though instead. General now has the Roar, drops it down on G. G gets forced back once. Slayer in with the Corrosive Haze onto Dendi. The chain frost as well. It's going to be pretty nice bouncing between Dendi and Crystallize. Crystallize pops the BKB. They'll take down Slayer. They'll jump forward for G. Crystallize focusing down Aloha Dance on the side. General's there as well. They have the Death Ward down. Na'Vi grab 2. Vega losing G as well by the looks of it. The Maledict and Stormhammer will burst him down. Na'Vi lose Dendi, but again, the team fight definitely going their way. They find 3, both Aloha Dance and G down for a full minute, neither with buyback available. We'll see how much Na'Vi can do to punish this. With that, Sven and Beastmaster, they've got a huge amount of push. And without those 2 big cores, how do Vega deal with this? Na'Vi could even try and threaten high ground, but we'll see how scared they are, maybe those buybacks just being there.
It's playing into Lich armor too, so look how they kill the tower very slowly, and then if they even want to go for that high ground tower, it's 28 armor on it. I don't think that they can even run it.
Consistently trying to hunt down Afterlife as he goes for the split in DJ. Na'Vi are forced to back off, but see again here, some really nice play as well from Crystallize, prioritizing the right targets. You see as he comes in, he immediately watches out for Aloha Dance when the Ursa turns up.
Look at G though. G takes a lot of hits here because of the cast, so he's unable to actually Hurricane Pike Dendi away until like the very last moment. So G gets very low. He's unable to use most of his abilities on Crystallize, but that's that's the power of the BKB Sven too. And there's just so many things that they have to deal with from the side of Na'Vi, because there's just so many units, the Necro books, and just the better initiation and teamfight, as we keep just talking about that one over and over again.
Look at this, Rog. Coming in with the Invis. As the intel here, as he spots out Aloha Dance, that'd be a huge catch to get him. Because of that, General's allowed to jump in. Slayer's there with a response, gets the 2-man crush to buy some time, and now with the BKB and the ult, he turns back to Rog, but Rog rolls out in time, will survive as he's healed up by the Voodoo Restoration. And he'll get him himself away. Dendi now moving in. Slayer again with the crush, but Crystallize again. Perfect positioning, jumps into place, gets the stun down onto Aloha Dance, picks up a second. Crystallize is consistently impressing in this game, as he's coming in with some very tight carry performance on the Sven.
6-1,
yep.
Top of net worth when he got pretty much like aggro duel / tri-laned and completely shut down. I mean, his team made a very incredible amount of space for him to do this and catch back up.
For sure,
But
yeah.
Still, he knows when he needs to go in. He knows which targets to go for with the stuns as well. He's doing really well, and it's looking more and more difficult for Vega now. Once those BKBs get online. Once those BKBs get online.
Again, this is another period where there's no buyback on the Ursa. Vega taking a lot of damage here in the structures department, as they'll lose not only mid but bottom as well. They do still have a tier 2 top, so they won't be mega jet. And Na'Vi are really starting to get quite the lead, and I mean, we always, we did worry about this with Vega's lineup if it got to this point, how they would deal with Na'Vi fighting as 5.
Yeah, that's really what it is. You know, the Blink Slardar comes out and they can get some nice, like, neat catches and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's when Na'Vi can group up, they are just so much stronger than Vega. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Dendi has the money for the BKB, as you mentioned. And there he is.
Yeah, look at that swing.
They've even got the money as well for Crystallize to finish off that AC.
The experience is absurd. That's almost 20,000 lead for them. And Dendi's level 25, right? Oh, no, he's level 24, but very soon to be level 25 for that extra webs, so he can always be in the fights. And he'll have boots of travel soon too, so he's going to be very speedy in the engagements.
I mean, overall, it's just Na'Vi playing much tighter as a team in comparison to Vega. G, he's farming these ancients for the low ground. Has to be careful. Seneko jumps forward. BKB comes out. G in response turns towards Roger. Roger buying some time for himself with the yours, but there again the jumping Crystallize looks for a low hard dance. BKB and the ult's out. He hasn't got the damage, of course, to punch through that ult, but they have got the stun duration. The roar from General comes through the BKB onto the Ursa. Crystallize moves on for a second. Jump forward from General. Jump forward from Dendi. Everybody's jumping in onto G. Roger kicks him in the face, and Na'Vi bring down a third.
Vega's probably pretty thankful right now that they have that tier 2 top, because that might just be been game over if they didn't have it.
I mean, it may even be that with a whole minute for both of the cores down. Na'Vi seem pretty chill though. They're not pushing in. They want to play it safe, head towards the Roche pit. So
Na'Vi's gotten all the Roshans, right, as well?
Yes.
So you look at Vega's lineup, and yeah, they have Ursa, they have Slardar. They want to be getting Roche, taking fights with Aegises, and they haven't been able to get it once. Na'Vi just with their Vision lineup always being able to get that, and here we see the fight again, entirely locked down for his whole BKB in a rage.
Perfect play from General, getting the roar in.
Just dead
on that. And then just all these blinks, it's just chase after chase, kill after kill. So hard to hold that sort of play back if you're Vega's lineup against what Na'Vi have. And indeed, the line's drawn from Na'Vi. They just want to play it textbook, get that tier 2, get the megas. And now with an 11k gold lead, it looks very unlikely that Vega's going to be able to stop this at this stage.
Yep. I
really don't know what they do. You know, Ursus, we saw in that last fight, he has that Aghanims, was able to roar off one of the stuns, but Na'Vi have great amounts of lockdown, and something that we weren't seeing in all of the games yesterday. You know, teams without the stuns, that's definitely not an issue here for Na'Vi. They've got so much catch.
Radiant are scanning.
Afterlife does now have, Hex Mjolnir finished up, does a decent amount of damage in the fights because he went damage talent, he went attack speed talent as well, but he is not a team fighter. He's still just the split pushing. He wants to just keep trying to split push, but I mean, they can't fight. How are they going to take this next engagement? It's probably just going to be Na'Vi wiping the floor with them and taking that last Rex. I don't see how they're able to take the fight versus this incredibly massive Sven and Broodmother. I mean, even Seneco's farmed. Like, everybody on the side of Na'Vi now at this point, just because of the sheer net worth advantage, is incredibly durable.
How do you stop this push?
Jump in right away.
Straight indeed onto a lower dance. He does get forced to the side. Chain Frost is thrown out, but Denny just BKB's man's up against the bear. The lower dance still alive for the time being. Heading back, Dendy moves forward. It will end up getting himself Hex, as now Vega can turn, beat down on the Spider. That's the Aegis pop. Seneko getting brought down by G. Crystallize comes in with the stun. Roger jumping forward as well. Gets the free-man Boulder Smash off into the Magnetize. He will get taken down almost early. He uses himself by some time. Again, oh, he's the cheese. Rolls out. It doesn't matter. Not going to make it. The Bears there ready and waiting. As Na'Vi actually lose the Aegis. They lose the cheese. They lose 2 heroes. And Vega, they do hold on to that. So a very strong defense.
Right, I said they were just going to kill everybody, and they somehow turn it around, and there's no...
done.
They didn't even take it. They did no building damage.
They can get Crystallize That would be huge. BKB still on cooldown for 15 seconds. Oh, he's been RTZ'd. There's no way to chop his way out. Jump forward, has the halberd, which will slow him down a little bit. And yeah, indeed, with the spider's appearance, Alohanas, he has to run. He can't hide. Zayak and G are there. Slayer does come forward. Now they can look to turn. Crystallize BKB's back up, but he's being Viper Strike. The kite is real. He's slowed down, has to blink himself away. Dendy still trying to fight up against the law, but there's Afterlife. This Hex on the Nature's Prophet changing absolutely everything at this stage of the game. And suddenly Vega,
oh my goodness,
they're back. They're winning fights. They're holding on to the game despite all odds.
That was very unexpected. I feel like Na'Vi really just over-jumped it, though, and to be honest with you. Even in the base, like, they went super hard on that Ursa. They didn't even think, like, oh, maybe he has buyback or anything. Maybe they have force steps, different ways to save him. It's a very deep way to kind of go rather than just kind of slow siege it and wait for the fight to kind of come to you. They really just wanted to just end it there.
Great plays from Afterlife as well. Did, of course, cost him the use of that buyback to get in.
And now he's dead.
And now he is. And now he is. He's not getting out of this. Slayer. I mean, it's a cute little 3-man crush, but there's just no damage follow-up at the time. Zayak throws out a Chain Frost. Yeah, still backing off. G being moved forward, but Seneko there. Crystallize is just ready to turn. Drops down the stun. Death Ward's there. Takes down the Lich. They'll move forward onto G. He's surrounded by Na'Vi. Woo! This time, this fight should be the end of the game, as a double kills there for Crystallize. G will buy back. They're trying their best to hold on, but Na'Vi, with 4 members ready to beat down and take the fight here. Can Vega really hold with just 2 alive? It is their 2 cores.
Seneko taunting as well in front of the tier 4s.
Oh, lower dance. He's trying for it. Straight in with the BKB, looking towards General. General forced back. Not the Earth shot, but now Na'Vi just turned. Stuns there with the Maledict, paralyzing Cask as well. Aloha Dance is gone for 77. GG well played is called as they finally tap out, and Na'Vi take game 1. A few hiccups towards the end, but overall, very convincing from Na'Vi and very strong. Crystallize and Dendy, some top tier core plays.
Yeah, that was the push I was talking about.
Yeah. That's what you expected.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Time.
No, but it's true. Like, you know, they were at such a deficit. You kind of expect Na'Vi to be able to crush them out with that, but yeah, overall, I mean, Vega had some decent lanes and stuff, but they're running an Ursa lineup. They really need to get that Rosh. They tried to go into it versus Beastmaster and Broodmother, and yeah, the Vision game comes out for Na'Vi. They get their team fight, heroes and items out way earlier than the Slardar gets Blink, and Vega's unable to really, do anything afterwards for that. They try to get some pickoffs. They do. Aloha went pretty berserk, I would say.
He did.
In the game, but
he hit his timing early, started to go ham, but
still hard.
Definitely overall as a team, it was just a little all over the place from Vega and Na'Vi. You said yourself not really had much of a chance to see them, but I think we're seeing here already why this is a team that's qualifying for so much. Looked very, very impressive this game.
A lot of variety. I mean, Dendy Broodmother.
Dendy Broodmother. Well, that was his 4th game. Yep. Now on a 50% win rate. We'll see if he makes it 75%. He has got that 2nd game coming up, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head over to a short break, and then we'll be back for game 2. See if Na'Vi can do it again, or Vega can step it up with maybe something a little different. 1-0 as it stands for Na'Vi. We'll see you shortly.